Hello, Barry.
Hello, Tony.
Well, I'll give you the word picture. I'm partly trained,
Right.
and my license is being checked, and my eyesight being checked. So don't even attempt to go there. Yeah. I'd like you to teach me today pedestrian crossings and use of indicators.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay, Tony.
Hello, Barry.
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah.
Right. Today we're going to do pedestrian crossings and the use of signals.
All right.
Okay. Can you tell me with pedestrian crossings, what's the procedure you follow when you first see as you approach a crossing, a pedestrian crossing, or anything like that?
I haven't got a clue. I've never done them.
As you approach a hazard, what would be your procedure?
I want to just go into the brief and just tell me about pedestrian crossings. Use
Right, it'd
signals.
be
Yeah.
easier, wouldn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
then. Okay, then. With pedestrian crossings, the zebra crossing type, the first sign you get normally is the flashing Belisha beacon,
Oh,
which
okay,
is
right.
situated either side. You can see that from a distance, especially overnight. And they've also got zigzag lines. This warns you of the approach, so you can see it easier, and it means that you mustn't overtake any moving vehicle within the actual zigzag lines
Right.
or the crossing.
Right.
You've got give way signs about a metre away from the crossing, so when you stop for pedestrians you mustn't encroach that.
All right.
So when we get to there we'll pick up a reference point,
Right.
so it's quite easy that we don't go over it and frighten pedestrians. You mustn't overtake any vehicle that's stopped for pedestrians at all. Okay. And the important thing is, as we approach it, we do check our mirrors. As with any hazard, you check your centre mirror, and then you can check your left-right mirror to see what the situation is behind you. We scan the crossing, see if there's not anyone around. If it's completely deserted and there's no one there, then we can just carry on, but be cautious. If there's any pedestrians near it, then it's best to just cover the brake. Do you understand covering the brake?
Yeah.
Yeah? We just cover the brake, so if someone does appear, we're ready to stop. Okay? Just bear in mind, some people might come dashing out of shops and things like that. It's an offence to stop on the crossing itself, so if you're in traffic, very important that you let the cars move forward before you move forward.
Oh, okay. Right.
If it's got a traffic island in the middle, as in this diagram, you treat it as two separate crossings.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So with the traffic island, anyone crossing there, you don't need to stop. But once they get to the centre, then you need to stop.
Right.
If they're waiting to cross. As I say, be very careful of people.
Yeah, I'm trying to move you along here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Right.
don't keep double repeating everything.
Right, okay. Very important as well, but we don't beckon people over to stop. If you do stop, we let them make their own decision
Oh, okay.
whether to cross.
Yeah.
Because there could be a motorbike coming down that you haven't seen. And if you
Okay.
beckon them over, you could be beckoning them into danger.
Yeah.
The other crossings that we've got are light controlled. These are puffin or pelican crossings. And here the pedestrian will push a button, and you'll see, if it's a puffin, you'll see a little red light come on by the push button bit for the
Okay,
pedestrians.
yeah.
That will warn you that they've pressed the light.
All right. Yeah.
And these lights will then change to red. So as you approach, if they're on green but the little red light's on, it means the button's been pressed
Yeah.
and they're about to change. So in that respect, cover your brake as you approach and be ready to stop. Again, on these ones, there's a sensor which detects people. So if they press the button and walk away, it will cancel that phase out and the lights won't change.
All right.
If you've got an old person crossing and it takes them a long time, it detects they're still on the crossing and extends the time.
All right.
But you won't have a flashing amber. Once it's cleared, it will go to green, and if it's safe, you can then proceed.
Okay.
Okay. With these ones, if it's an island in the middle, that is, unlike a zebra crossing, it's still one crossing,
Oh, okay.
unless it's a staggered crossing.
Right.
In this case here, so you walk across to this part and then to that. That's two crossings.
Okay.
There, it's only one crossing. You can also get toucan crossings, and they're for pedestrians and cyclists.
All right.
So on this crossing, a cyclist should dismount and walk across. With a toucan, they're allowed to ride across on their bikes.
Okay.
And out in rural areas, you might get Pegasus crossings. and they're normally in conjunction with a pedestrian
Yeah, you could
crossing.
talk about them as we come across them, couldn't we?
We could do, yeah. If we come across it, we'll talk about that. Again, we approach it the same as a zebra crossing. We check our mirrors on the approach.
Right.
Okay. When it comes to signals, timing is very, very important. So, if for instance there's a parked car, as in this diagram here, if you was to indicate to say you're going to pull around that parked car, what could happen is anyone around here might think you're turning into that road,
Right, yeah.
and you're not. You're actually indicating to pull around. So you never indicate to go around a parked car. What is sufficient is to just turn left of centre, position yourself just left of centre. It gives you a good clear view down the road, and then we can gently pull around it. We don't need to indicate around a parked car.
Yeah, I have been using signals. So.
Yeah?
Same idea.
Right, okay. What is useful as well is the use of hand signals.
Oh, I've never done them.
No? Okay then. Have you ever ridden a bike?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, the right hand signal to turn right is the same as riding a bike.
Alright.
You just have to make sure, first of all, that your window's open. And before you put your hand out, you always check your mirror to make sure. Yeah, if you want to do it now, we can just run through it. So, very important first, check that mirror, make sure there's no one coming up the outside.
Alright.
We don't want to punch a policeman in the head or lose our fingers.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so we put our arm straight out as you would with riding a bike.
Alright.
Fingers together, thumb pointing upwards.
Oh, it's all about now.
Right, and that's turning right. If you want to turn left,
Do I keep it out there for a long time?
no, about 3 or 4 seconds is enough,
Alright.
just to let people know what's happening. Turning right is the same, put your arm out, but what we do for turning left rather, we put our arm out, the hand in the same situation,
Alright.
but we rotate it anti-clockwise.
Alright.
So if you imagine the steering wheel turns left to go left,
Oh, that's a good way.
your
around it,
hand
yeah.
goes the same way. And it's
Alright,
about the
yeah.
size of a dinner plate is the circle you're describing, okay? Right, now if you want to slow down the game, 3 or 4 seconds is enough.
Yeah.
And we can reinforce. If you've just done a left turn and then pulling over, that's handy for reinforcing it.
Right.
If you want to slow down, say at a zebra crossing, put your hand out. This time, keep your palm of your hand down. So
Right.
turn your
Facing down, yeah.
facing down, and then just gently move it up and down,
Alright.
and that will signify that you intend to slow down or stop. And that's
Okay.
quite handy to stop people overtaking you. Okay. So if you want to, if you want to make a move, we'll have a go on the move at some of these signals. If you're happy with that, do you understand the
Okay,
signals?
yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good, 7.5 minutes.
Oh dear, still a long time.
Yeah, just coming out of roll a minute. I did move you along there to make sure you didn't get into 15 minutes again.
Yeah.
Because you keep repeating the same thing
Yeah.
over and over, yeah? All you do is just say it once and you move on, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't waffle, otherwise it will drag on quite a long time, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Right, okay, then if you want to prepare the card in, Tony.
Okay.
Right, and what can you see in your mirrors?
Oh, I can try in the back window and I can see the edge of my headrest, the edge of yours.
Mm-hmm.
And 10% car under us down the road and the same in that mirror.
Okay. Right, okay, so if you want to make a move, and we'll,
I'll put the window up or I'll leave it down?
close it for the moment because it's cold, and then as we get further down, well, you can put your. No, we don't need a signal, do we? There's no one around to benefit from the signal, so there's no reason.
Am I cold? You want me to leave the window down for now?
Oh, if you're not cold, leave it down for now, and we'll get some of these hand signals out of the way as we get going, okay?
That was a lifeline, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry. Right, so we don't need the signal unless it's going to benefit anyone. It wouldn't have benefited anyone.
And we're going to turn left, please,
And
Barry.
we're going to turn left. So do you want to try your left turn signal as we approach here? So go through your normal procedure anyway. Check your mirrors. No, keep your left hand on the
Oh,
wheel.
right, yeah.
Always keep your left hand on the wheel. Okay, that's enough. Now pop the left signal on.
Alright, have to use signal as well, haven't
You need to signal as well, yes. Just to you're reinforcing with a hand signal what you're actually going to be doing. It doesn't actually replace the hand signal, the traffic signal.
That's a bit bad me taking my hand off the wheel, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's my fault. I forgot to tell you. Always keep your left hand on the wheel.
And we're going to turn right.
And we're going to turn right. So if you go through your manoeuvre and you remember your right hand signal. Okay, that's it. Then put a right signal on as well.
And if we just stop on the left here, please.
And then just stop. So if we're going to pull into the stop, do you want to do your slowing down signal? Put your arm out and rotate it round.
Oh, I've got to check this mirror first.
Check the mirror first, sorry, yes.
Yeah, I don't lose my hand, do I?
We certainly don't. No, it's very, very important. We always check that mirror.
Okay, if you leave the arm signals now.
Right, okay.
Those arm signals are a bit of a waste of time now. I never see people using them.
They're not generally used, but they're very handy for reinforcing. So if, for instance, you turn into a turning and you live near it, as you indicate to go around, people might think you've forgotten to cancel your indicator. But if you just do your slowing down signal or your left turn, you intend to pull into the left or stop, which is putting your hand out and rotating it anti-clockwise. That just reinforces anyone behind it. You are actually going to stop. And then left here, please. And also, if you was unfortunate and you was on a long journey and the fuses went or something, it enables you to get home and you can still signal in an emergency. So it's not used generally.
And turning right.
And then turn right here, please.
I didn't need to indicate there, did I?
We did. Sorry, I was thinking of the yeah. Sorry. I was thinking actually you're talking about pedestrians, the danger of them crossing and things. So
Oh, did I need to indicate there then?
you should have, yeah. It's my fault. I missed that totally.
Follow on here.
It's important to indicate there. If there was pedestrians, for instance, they wouldn't be aware that you was going to
And turning right.
and then turn right here. So what we got to do? That's it. Well done. The timing's important as well. If there was two roads close together, it's important not to signal too early, otherwise you can confuse people. Don't signal to overtake parked cars.
No?
No.
I did that because I was crossing the centre line.
No, that's alright, doesn't matter. As long as you can position further back, you come out gently, and that signifies that you're going to overtake by the position of the car. That forms its own signal as such.
It's not dangerous, though, is it?
It could be very confusing if you indicate, because they might think you're pulling into a driveway or taking another road to the right. And we don't want to confuse people if we can help it.
So how do I tell them that I'm going round the park car then?
Just by gently pulling out to left of centre to see whether it's clear. And your position as you approach it, as you gently come out, tells people you are going past it, you're not going to be parking.
No.
If you was to stay in your normal driving position and suddenly swerve out and indicate, that would confuse people, because your normal driving position tells people you're not overtaking it.
And we're going to turn left.
And then turn left at this junction, please. Again, we'll watch out for any pedestrians that might appear. In a blind corner, they could be walking along.
Oh, so pedestrians can cross anywhere then?
They can cross anywhere, but junctions are a particular problem. Because if they're walking down the road, that's where they have to cross. On a normal straight road, they can pick where to cross. And again, we've got a guy standing in the road there by his truck, so we have to be careful that he's not going to suddenly dash over the road to deliver any bits and pieces.
roundabout, we're going to turn right.
Okay, and at this roundabout we'll turn right, please. So again, we're watching out for any pedestrians that could be here. Especially where you've got these raised paving stones as well. People tend to walk across. We've got some people here that are waiting to cross, so they've crossed safely. And we can see ahead of us, see the flashing Belisha beacons?
Yeah, try and sit in your hands.
Sorry, yeah, that's the flashing Belisha beacon, so that's telling us there's a zebra crossing coming up.
Yeah, I keep seeing these flashing Belisha beacons, but I hand in front of them.
Sorry. Can you see the the black and white lines on the road where the pedestrians cross?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Looks a bit like a zebra, doesn't it?
It does look like a zebra, yeah, and that's could be why they decided to call it a zebra
Oh,
crossing.
there's a zebra crossing.
That
yeah.
is a zebra crossing, yeah. Can you see the zigzag lines approaching it as well?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right? They're the lines. Inside that, you mustn't overtake any moving motorised vehicle,
Oh right.
and you mustn't overtake any vehicle that stops at that little dotted line, which is the give-way line before the crossing. And remember,
So I can overtake a bike, yeah?
on the if it hasn't stopped, you can overtake a bike on the zigzags, but you cannot overtake a moving motorised vehicle. But if the bike has stopped, then you mustn't overtake that.
Right.
Remember, never beckon anyone over if they stand there. And these dotted lines are, when we get an opportunity. Oh, there's someone. So, can you see where that line comes? I can't see if you just stop there. Can you see where that dotted line comes in on the side of the car?
No, just by that door.
That's your reference point for stopping without encroaching on the
you got a reference
crossing
point, just going out.
I have, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't be leading across, see what mine is, yeah?
No, okay.
I'm trying to remember that reference point now,
Yeah.
And we're going to turn left.
And then we'll turn left here, please. So again, we've got a guy there waiting to cross, but...
Yeah, I keep seeing your hand go across, I can't see the guy.
Sorry.
And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left here as well. So again, watch out for pedestrians here. And on our left we've got a puffin crossing, okay? There's people waiting to cross and the light's gone to red, so that could change at any minute now.
And you know, they press the button.
Because the little red lights come on, the little pedestrian lights come on, yeah?
You mean the little red round button?
The little red round button at the bottom, yeah.
The red round light,
sorry, yes, it's difficult to see, but it's on the bottom there. Right, and they've now changed. But we still keep a lookout because not everyone walks to the crossing. A lot of them will take a shortcut and just run across. So we need to scan around all the time anyway, just in case a pedestrian suddenly appears. And then that's our handbrake on. First gear, so we're ready to pull away when the lights change. Just have a glance to your right, make sure no pedestrians cutting across. And ahead of us we've got more pedestrian crossing, okay? So we need to check our mirror on the approach and we'll scan in case there's any pedestrians going to take a shortcut across. And if a pedestrian does take a long time crossing, it's important you don't rev your engine or trying to make them cross quickly, yeah? Again, you've got a centre island coming up. You can see that's a refuge there where people will cross, like that woman has just crossed.
Turn left.
And turn left here, please.
Oh, so I have to stop for them, yeah?
You don't stop, but just bear in mind they might walk out in front of you. Got a woman crossing the road there. It's important you don't slow down either as well, because if you did slow down approaching that refuge, they might think you're going to let them go.
And we're going to turn left.
And then turn left here, please. So keep your normal speed, but just be prepared. You may need to cover the brake, but you need to be prepared to stop if they walk in front. Keep going, you don't need to stop. It's not a pedestrian crossing. If you slow right down, you're encouraging her to cross. And again, if you look ahead of us, we've got a pedestrian crossing with the Belisha beacons. What's the first thing we do when we see a pedestrian crossing?
Check. Is it check the mirror?
We check our mirrors, yeah. That centre mirror to see the position of the car behind. And check your right mirror as well, just make sure no one's trying to overtake you. why is it important not to stop the car on the actual crossing itself?
Oh, I don't really know, really.
That's an enforceable offence, so you pick up a £60 fine and 3 points for stopping on the actual crossing.
Oh, right, but it's not dangerous then.
Well, it's dangerous to pedestrians, that's why it's enforceable, because they'd have to walk around you.
Oh, right.
And if someone's impaired sight, they could walk into your car. Again, we had a woman there just run across at the last minute, so we're watching out for people like that as well. So it's important we do scan. Because as you drive away, someone might, especially when it's cold like this, they might just run across the road. So if we need to stop, do you remember your reference point? There's people there crossing. Yeah, so
Am I stopped in the right place now? I am stopped in the right.
Yeah,
just
I'm
out
just,
of roll.
I'm just, I can't see.
Have you now got a reference point?
Yeah, it's on the edge of the.
Yeah, I don't need to know where it is.
Sorry, yeah, I've got the reference point.
It's you that needs to know where it is, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you got it now?
I've got it there, yeah.
And we're going to turn left.
we'll
We're back in roll now.
Oh, we'll turn left here, please.
Yeah, don't be doing that on a wing and a prayer, yeah?
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
And we're going to turn right.
And then we'll turn right here, please. So watch these pedestrians. Come from anywhere. Don't wave them across. It's very important not to wave them. What could be the consequence of waving them across the
I
road?
don't really know, just gets them out of the way, doesn't it?
Ah, well, it could be a car coming up your inside or a motorbike coming up your inside. What would be the consequence if there was a car coming up the inside and you waved them across?
I suppose you might get run over, wouldn't
You
you?
might indeed, yeah. He wouldn't be very pleased.
But I did right to stop though, because he looked like he was going to go anyway, didn't he?
You shouldn't stop, but you're so close to the junction.
Now turning left.
Turn left here, please.
Well, I think he was going to run out in front of me anyway, wasn't he? He had his body ready to...
He had his body ready to go, so probably you're safer off stopping, but you don't beckon. We've got a crossing here, so watch out, we've got people on the crossing, so check that mirror first. And make sure you don't encroach over that dotted line for stopping. We've got another crossing coming up, that's on red. That's now flashing here, so that's a pelican crossing. If it's flashing and there's people on it, you still have to give way to them, yeah? And you only go on green if it's safe to do so. So even if they're still crossing and it goes to green, you still have to give way. I've got a sign here of another traffic light, and there's someone waiting to cross there.
No, traffic lights, I don't worry about that.
These are pedestrian controlled traffic lights.
Oh, right.
Don't never speed up for traffic lights, because that might suddenly go to red. So if anything, cover your brake if need be.
I was just getting confused with traffic lights and...
These are pedestrian controlled traffic lights.
Oh, they're traffic lights, aren't
They're pedestrian crossings. Sorry. But it's difficult to see on that because the right hand light is out, so you've only got the one light on the left hand
they? No, I
side.
just thought traffic lights were normally at junctions and intersections and that.
You get traffic lights at junctions, but there are also, some of them are pedestrian
right.
controlled. Turn right here.
Yeah, I was just getting confused there. You're calling them traffic lights and I couldn't see any junction.
Yeah, not all traffic lights are at junctions, so it's...
Barry, just coming out of roll.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cut the ball out, yeah? You call them traffic lights, they're not traffic lights, yeah? They're pedestrian lights, yeah?
They're pedestrian.
They're
right.
pelican lights, yeah?
Right, sorry.
So what I was trying to do was get out of you was they're not traffic lights,
right,
yeah?
sorry, yeah.
And then you're going into a great big speech about...
I know,
Yeah?
I've got my snow shovel out on parade.
Yeah, just back up.
Okay.
They're not traffic lights, yeah?
Right. Situations like that where you've got a van and people working, they could easily step back if they're working over the road, for instance.
Which one was that?
That van back there with the doors
I didn't
open.
see it.
Right.
And we're going to turn right.
And then we'll turn right here, please. So again, be prepared. There's a bit of a blind corner, so there could be pedestrians coming up, or people on push bikes.
And we're going to turn right.
And then we'll turn right this junction, please. Okay, we've got a pedestrian walking along the pavement here, so we've got to be careful she doesn't dart out across. We'll just keep an eye on her. She's on our side of the road, so she could. Oh, she's got in her hands now. She could pose a danger.
And we're going to turn left at the end of the road.
And at the end of the road, turn left, please. Don't signal to her. You signal before that crossing or something.
Alright.
That could be very, very confusing. Okay. You want to signal about 4 or 5 car lengths before a junction, if there's no other.
How many car lengths?
3 to 4 car lengths.
How many? 5 to 6.
5 to 6 car lengths before a junction is the optimum time. But if you've got another junction just before it, then you would delay the signal. Okay, so can you guess where, or what can you judge where 5 to 6 car lengths is? That's about here.
Alright.
So you signal about here. That's. If it's too late, it's of no benefit to anyone. Okay.
Yeah, because I was using the 5 or 6 smart cars, wasn't I?
Well, yeah, that's true. We need a British standard car, don't we, for that measure? Okay, down here we've got a pedestrian crossing. It's a pelican crossing. So it's important we don't speed up, and we're going downhill, so we might need to just cover the brake here in case we need to stop.
Oh, that car was close behind me. I should have looked first, shouldn't I?
That's right, yeah. It's important to check the mirrors as we approach any hazard, particularly pedestrian crossings. Yeah. We'll do that. We've got another one here, so check your mirror, see the situation behind, and scan for any pedestrians that could be around. There's no one on the crossing, so we don't need to slow down. Here we've got lots of shops and vans parked, so it's possible pedestrians will cross here. They'll use the lorry as well as a vantage point for crossing, quite likely. And then once we get past this lorry, there's another pedestrian crossing ahead of us. So there's a Belisha beacon, so check your mirror, see the situation of the cars behind. And now scan for any pedestrians that might be going to cross it.
And we're going to turn right.
And then we'll turn right here, please. Again, we've got refugees on the exit from this little roundabout, so we need to watch out for anyone that might be making a dash for it. And ahead of us, we've got another puffing crossing. The lights are green, there's people waiting to cross, so we can assume they've pressed the button and it may be changing. Got people here on this island, yeah, that are using it as a refuge. So we're checking our mirror, yeah, make sure the situation is behind us. Okay. Have you checked your mirror? Yeah, okay. Again, we've got the crossing ahead. Can you see the zigzag lines in the road?
Oh, yeah.
So even though the crossing is beyond this road, be prepared for people cutting across at an angle. If it's green, keep going, but be prepared to stop. What would be the consequences if it was green and you did pull up and stop? If it was green for you?
Oh, they'd cross, wouldn't they?
They would cross into approaching traffic, because the traffic the other way wouldn't be stopping. Again, ahead of us again is another puffing crossing, so we check our mirrors, see the situation behind us. Yeah, check that mirror, make sure you're happy with the position of the car behind. Again, there's people waiting to cross. Can't quite see if the button's been pressed, so we'll assume it has. So just be prepared to stop, but don't slow. We don't accelerate either, so we just keep a steady speed.
And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left here. So you've got refuges.
I can't see them with your hand in front of you.
Sorry. God. I'm going to get straight to it. So we watch out for any pedestrians that could be using these refuges to cross the road. If a pedestrian
And
was...
we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left here. So if there was a pedestrian waiting at one of these refuges, what would you do?
Oh, I'd keep going, wouldn't I?
You would keep going, but you would be prepared to stop if they stepped in front of you, yeah? And again, just be prepared to stop. Don't stop on these, but if there's a car in front to stop, there's no harm in stopping and letting them cross.
Yeah, that's right. No.
But you mustn't invite them to cross by waving them across.
No, I didn't know.
No, that's okay.
No, some of it I'm actually taking in now, aren't I?
Excellent, okay. So when we approach the next crossing, do you want to try talking me through it when you can see it?
Talk me through what?
The approach to the pedestrian crossing, what you're going to do? If you can identify a crossing, for instance.
Oh, I can see there's one coming up by those flashing beacon things.
That's right, and the fact what sort of crossing is this?
That zebra thing, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. And what do these zigzag lines signify?
Oh, I mustn't stop. I mustn't overtake.
Mustn't overtake on them.
But I can't stop.
You can stop at the pedestrian crossing. You're not allowed to park on them.
Alright.
But you can stop if there's pedestrians waiting to cross.
Scan.
Scan.
Nobody do it, so.
Excellent.
And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left. If you had stopped for pedestrians and they hadn't walked straight across where you stopped, would you beckon them across or not?
No, you told me not to, didn't you?
That's right, yeah. And why shouldn't you beckon them across?
Oh, well, let them make their own mind up, innit? Because they might get run over by another vehicle.
Excellent, well done. So when we come round again, we'll see where we go. See if we can identify.
And we're going to turn right.
And we're going to turn right. So again, we're watching out for pedestrians here because this is where they're going to cross, especially where the road's raised here, yeah?
Yeah.
It makes it easier for them to cross. A lot of them will think it is their priority to go. So what could be the danger point of this refuge in the middle of the road here?
Oh, pedestrians stand there to help them across the road.
Yeah, I mean...
Now we're going to turn left.
And then left here, please. So see if you can identify any crossings that are coming up. Can you identify anything around this corner at all?
Oh yeah, I see those black and white posts.
Excellent, okay. Do you want to talk me through what you're going to do? First thing you do when you see that?
It's a pelican crossing, is it?
That's a zebra crossing.
No, it's a zebra crossing.
Yeah, so the first thing we do is check our mirrors. So you want to be sure of the situation behind us, how close cars are.